Well, guys, it seems there was a clarification issued by Frank B. Rhodes. I guess actually not trying to buy Chrysler. Let's talk about it. All right, guys, welcome on back to TK's Garage. And I saw this originally over at MoparInsiders.com. Now, I'm a little lost. I saw the post or the video in the post by Frank B. Rhodes, saying that we had to save Chrysler. I'm guessing, and I'm going to quote him directly and go by what Mopar Insiders has said here. Yes, it's not going to be cheap if you were going to actually try to acquire brands and you think it should be more employee owned. I agree with all of those sentiments, but he's saying he doesn't want to lead the company or whatever. He just wants to help guide it basically back to American control. Okay. Well, the article says Rhodes clarifies intent and push for American ownership of Chrysler brands. Now, my question here is, did somebody from Stellantis reach out to Mr. Rhodes? Maybe they offered him some kind of a position or something if he'd back off. I don't know. But the article goes, and I'll put it up on the screen as well. Frank B. Rhodes Jr., the great-grandson of Chrysler Corporation founder Walter P. Chrysler, has recently issued a clarification regarding his previous communications with Stellantis, the parent company of Chrysler. Rhodes, a passionate advocate for preserving the legacy of the Chrysler, Dodge, Plymouth, and Mopar brands, initially sent a letter to Stellantis that some interpreted as a personal bid to buy back the Chrysler brands. However, Rhodes has clarified that his ultimate goal is not personal ownership, but rather to see the company return to American hands, potentially through employee ownership. Like basically saying having the UAW buy it, right? That's never going to happen. In his statement to MoparInsiders.com, Rhodes emphasized, quote, "My letter to Stellantis gave the wrong impression that I personally want to buy back Chrysler and the affiliated brands. My ultimate goal is for this company to be brought back to America under American ownership. In my opinion, the best path forward is possibly for the union to become involved with employee ownership." Well, look, I talked about possibly buying up the available shares that are remaining in an investor club type of situation where we actually have value in it. Does that help Stellantis? Of course it does. If we're buying their shares, it's gonna help the company have more money. Duh. But I don't understand how this could be a misinterpreted. I don't know. I also implore you, go check out the interview, the live stream with Racer X and Frank B. Rhodes Jr. over on Racer X's channel. They talked for like an hour, and there was stuff that Frank B. Rhodes couldn't get into at the time. And look, this is by no means a shot at Frank B. Rhodes Jr. at all. Not at all. I'm just trying to figure out where he plays into how we bring Chrysler back to American hands. I mean, I don't know. I've been in business for a long time. Maybe I move differently, or maybe I just operate differently. I don't understand. I'm at a loss for words. I just don't understand where the miscommunication comes in here. The article completes with, Rhodes, undeterred by Stellantis' response, informed Mopar insiders that he remains committed to his mission of protecting Chrysler, Dodge, Plymouth, and Mopar brands from being sold to a non-American entity. Now I get into some of the rumors, right? Recent rumors have fueled concerns with reports of Chinese automaker BYD managers being spotted at various Stellantis sites, including Canadian automotive plants, the Chelsea Proving Grounds, and the Chrysler Tech Center in Auburn Hills. So that, by the way, has continued. And wasn't just, now I understand why somebody from GAC might be at CTC, because they have a collaborative effort in Mexico on, I don't know if it's just one vehicle or more than one. I think is it two? Is it the Ram and that Dodge, whatever the hell it is, neon bootleg looking thing that they're selling down there? But I digress. I leave the question to you. Like, what do you think about the situation? Do you think that, you know, the ball, you know, was a snowball like this, and then it just got so big where he was like, damn, because Stellantis could have said, like, sure, we're open to that discussion. Like, how much money do you have? You get what I'm saying? I'm wondering if that was the thing, or if Stellantis actually finally reached out and said, how much do you want to pay for Chrysler? After the backlash of saying, hey, it was disrespectful for you to put out a press release instead of reaching out to me directly. I think that's what happened. Maybe Stellantis reached out and said, hey, we want $14 billion, or, you know, like, I'm wondering if a private conversation was held between Stellantis and Mr. Rhodes Jr., and they told him, here's how much it's going to cost. And he went, whoa, wait a minute. I don't know. I'll leave the question to you. Let's have a discussion in the comments. I am perfectly, myself, OC Motivator, and Butter the Insider are getting a podcast situation together now, here in the near future. And I would love to have Frank B. Rhodes Jr. on for us to discuss it, so we can figure out, like, I just want to ask basic questions, like, how did this get misinterpreted? How do we bring Chrysler back to American control? Because the tools that are available right now, at least from what I can see, all involve having to put money into Stellantis. That's what I see. I don't, unless you partner with a company like BYD or something else to cash infuse with them to purchase it, then it's not American owned. So where I'm at with it right now is I'd like to see it. It looks like Chrysler is not going anywhere anytime soon. It also looks like, because Stellantis got these massive tax breaks and incentives from the United States government to the tunes of hundreds of millions of dollars, that Stellantis is finally getting ready to retool in Brampton and Windsor. And I said Windsor. I didn't say Zor. I said Zer for you guys. I'm sorry. I'm from Massachusetts. I don't know what you want from me, all right? It's not like I said it was Windsor. It was Wicked Pissa. It's Windsor, all right? So, and they're going to have vehicles being built in Canada for Chrysler. That's a whole nother thing, but you know, again, I believe it when I see it. I honestly think this Charger is going to fall flat on its face as an EV. And unless these Chrysler / Jeep other EVs that are in the pipeline are like significantly cheaper, like has to undercut Tesla by 20% or more, they're not going to sell. They're not going to sell. Not when you have stuff going on with Hyundai coming out with a vehicle. It's a hybrid. It's almost like a old school Fisker Karma, right? Where it's battery powered, but also has an engine. It's almost like a BMW i3, where you could go 1,000 kilometers or 576 miles on a charge / very small gas tank. I think that removes range anxiety, and that should be the focus of Chrysler, Dodge, and Stellantis, period. Not just full EV. It just doesn't work. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. Give the video a big thumbs up if you like what I do. Hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. And as always, stay petty, my friends.